This is your girl Robin Shockley with the Focus Forward Robin Show here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network. We're here at 4040 Chapel Hill Road in Douglasville, Georgia, and I am so excited to be here. I have an amazing show, so make sure you sit down, tune in, get you a glass of wine, get you a glass of coffee, get you a glass of water, do something to relax so you can hear the wonderful stories that are going to be shared today to help impact you. The purpose of the Focus Forward Robin Show is all about helping people understand that you can move from a pit situation to a purpose situation, that you can get out of that stuck mentality and you can live a fruitful life. So we pray that you live your life to the fullest, and with doing this show, that's what the purpose is all about. We're going to talk about our sponsors right now, so I'm so excited about having one particular sponsor that's very loyal, and that is Heart of the Carolinas. They are located out of Malden, South Carolina, and let me tell you, it's a home care service where we service people that just need that special TLC, whether you are a grandma or grandpa, a great aunt, great uncle, a friend that you may know that just needs somebody to spend extra time with to help them with their medicines, give them a bath, take them to the doctors, take them to the grocery store, whatever is needed. That's what we can do for you. We can help you. So if you're interested in our services, all you have to do is hit me up. I'd love to connect with you with Heart of the Carolinas, located out of Malden, South Carolina. Two other of my sponsors are amazing magazines. Listen, I have Tangi Roseboro with Pain to Purpose magazine and Beverly Vircher with Your City magazine. I am a contributing writer out of these magazines, and I write short stories out of them about my life or messages, or I interview people and write stories about others, and I also do some food blogging. So if you would like to know more information about these two magazines to get your story published, all you have to do is message me, let me know, and we would love to get you connected. We have also some great things going on with Robin Shockley and the Focus Forward Robin brand. I'm doing some great things in the community. Not only am I a writer, not only am I a talk show host, I'm actually going to be in some movies and some TV series. That is so cool because Robin's all about impacting other people and showcasing other brands, you know, interviewing the actresses and the film producers and the models and all this stuff. And here I'm turning around becoming an actress myself. So kudos to a couple of people that have me in their showings, which is Lim Collins and Karan Joseph Riley with The Fellas. Actually, I was in a TV pilot with that with two of my guests that are going to be on the show today, and that's how we met, and we'll talk about that. And then also kudos to Tony Wright with CIA Media. He actually has a movie coming out, which is called Southern Tea, that I'm one of the characters in that. And then also he has a show, it's a TV series, and it's going to be called Lucky Seven. That's what it is, Lucky Seven. And I'm so excited to be featured in these two. And then also with Mr. Moses himself, he's got his own production that he's doing, and I'm actually featured in that. So there's more details that are going to be coming. I cannot believe that this is how my life has turned out, but this is what it is. Robin Shockley, Focus Forward Robin. You never know where I'm going to be. So today we are in the studio, and I am so excited to have my amazing guest. I've got a great guest that's coming up next. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with our very first guest, Mr. Thaddeus Rector. Welcome back, everyone. This is your girl, Robin Shockley, with the Focus Forward Robin Show. We air every second Monday of the month, and we are here at Studio T, Chapel Hill Road at 4040 with Regina Sunshine Global Network. And the purpose of the Focus Forward Robin Show is always to help people to think, believe, and achieve a thing, to get their mindset in gear, to think the possibilities, to believe in themselves so they can achieve their dreams. And so today I have a gentleman with me, and I'm so excited to have you with me because you came all the way from Greenville, South Carolina to be with me today. Mr. Thaddeus Rector, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a long time in making, haven't it?
Yeah. Well, I know we've been trying to link up to get you on the show.
Correct.
And I'm so excited we finally did it. I want to know a little bit about you. So first, tell our viewers who is Thaddeus Rector.
Oh, Thaddeus Rector. I'm about to call myself something else. He's a playwright. He's an actor. And he's a vocalist. He does a little worship and travel a little bit with that. So yes, that's pretty much who I am.
That's who you are.
Yes,
so you're a playwright. So I know a lot of playwrights.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
And
yes.
so tell me, what kind of playwrights do you do?
Well, first of all, I like to focus on more of the spiritual aspect of what we're writing.
Okay.
More of my things are done more basically in churches, where you do like men's groups, whether we write literature for, or we even do can't even think of the word right now. Plays where we're actually teaching people about marriage counseling.
Oh, wow.
So we do a lot of things that incorporate the teaching of the word and bringing it back and forth.
I love it. So what is the you have a production? What's the production company?
Oh, it's called As It Is Written Productions.
So where did that come from? That name?
A name. I don't know. One day I was laying in bed, and my father was a big writer, and he had what they call the Christian Theater, which was in Greenville, and I kept thinking, what encompasses what we want to do, and I kept thinking, God said, "As it is written," and so that's how I think about our writing. We want to write the word of God into what we do, and in doing that, it just gives us freedom to expand on all aspects of the word, and put it in everything that we do.
I love it. I love it. So what do you think gives you that inspiration to be a writer, to write these stories?
My father. I have to give him kudos. My father, he has file cabinet full of writings and poems and skits and plays and songs. He's done productions back in Greenville when I was younger. Have We Lost the Feeling? Metamorphosis 1, Metamorphosis 2, where we traveled and did a lot of plays. So he really did inspire me.
So you grew up in this field.
Yeah, from 8 years old.
So this wasn't something that just, this was actually part of your birthing,
Yes.
So but what made you decide to go in this field to be your passion? So is this something that you feel is a passion for you?
Most definitely. I love it. I love the reaction of people. When they're seeing things, when you can describe things and put things together where people read it, but when they can see it and it unfolds in front of them, and they say they have that aha moment. A lot of things we write I call cliffhangers. We don't always have an ending where you can always see the ending. You have to decide on what that ending is. So we want to provoke people into thoughts. We want people to think about what just happened and put yourself in that situation.
Ooh,
how would you end that? What happened in that situation?
That's good. So you want to provoke people to thoughts, how they would handle that situation. So with me being new into the actor's world, one of the things I always said is I will never be an actor because I was a pretender for so many years. I wore this mask and I covered up, some secrets that were in my home and stuff, and I pretended a lot. So with that being said, when I was doing red carpets and I was interviewing these actors and film directors and these, these playwrights and stuff, and I would tell them, how do you think I have a chance at it? And I'd make a joke and I would say, I would never do that. And they're like, yes, you can, Robin. And so then one of them told me, they said, Robin, when you are acting, what you're doing is you're not just pretending, you are bringing to reality the life of that character. And I didn't realize that. So that shifted me. So now it's like I have an open mindset to think differently and to expand my, my horizons into the actor's world. And so I love the fact, like you said you provoke the thoughts, so put themselves in that position.
Correct.
Because we watch television and we watch movies and we watch plays and stuff like that. Well, somebody's got to entertain us, Somebody's got to get out there and bring things to life for us. And so I love plays because plays has always been very personal. Because you can go to the movies, which is true, and you can watch TV shows. But when you are at a play, there's, especially a gospel play, there's something that you feel it. It's like it reels you in, it pulls you in, and you actually can interact with those on stage.
That's correct.
Because every time I go, I'm always applauding, or I'm like, ooh, 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 and I'm like shouting and getting so excited, so, and you can't really do that when you're watching a movie or TV because people aren't responding the same way,
And you're right. And what we try to do is we try to encompass all the arts.
Okay.
Our plays are not just the acting aspect of it.
Okay.
We want the dancing in it. We want the poetry in it. What we want to do is we want to bring it all together and use it to bring a message.
Okay.
And a lot of times, I think we have left the dancing and we left some of the arts out of a lot of plays. It's more like TV.
Okay.
What we want to do is we want to bring the whole theater complex back together and do it where we have creative dancing, we have interpretive dancing, and we have singing, and we want to bring that back into our vision in our churches and what we do.
I love that. So you write these stories to put, on stage and for people to interact and engage and such. But I love the fact that you said that you actually write it where it teaches.
Right.
So you do some writings where people actually can go and they can observe and they're being learned at the same time.
We do a lot of that for like men's ministries, or we do that for couples ministries, where we have the facilitator will be up on the stage, but the acting will be encompassing around them. Okay. And what it allows you to do is they will freeze, and you'll have somebody, he'll speak on that subject that just happened. So it allows him to be able to expound on what happened, but it also allows the people outside to be able to question, to ask questions and say, put themselves in that situation again. We always want to make you think. We don't want to judge, but we want you to say, hey, what would I do in that situation?
Yeah.
And we want to always be able to bring people together so they can always think about it. And it's amazing when you watch people say, aha, or you hear the questions and they do. So, yeah, we do a lot of that, and we love that.
I love that. Now, with writing, you're also a writer of songs.
Correct.
So you write your own music as well.
Correct.
So where do you think that creative side comes from?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't write. I'm not one of them writers that just can sit down and just write anything. I'm more of an inspired writer. Okay. So what I do is when I start writing, God puts it in, and He inspires me, and I can write. And if I need a song in there, then I'm inspired to write it. Now I just don't sit down and do it. I can't do an album. I'm not one of them type people.
Don't be saying because
not
you
yet,
never
anyway.
know. Not yet. hey, we talked about that on the way down here. You speak these things into existence.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Not at this moment, but my father, I can say, hey, that wall blue. He could write something right then
and
about
it'll just
it, and it'll just come to him. But
wow.
For me, I'm more of an inspirational writer. I like to take on things that are challenging and provocative. And what's going on in our society and church. Okay.
So when you're looking for people to be in your plays or actually to sing the songs that you write and so, how do you select people?
We mostly do it through churches.
Okay.
So mostly if you're doing it through the church, people are there. And we take the people that we do have. And there are people who say things like, I don't act.
Yeah, like me.
Or I can't sing. Yeah. But we try to find the potential in somebody. Oh. And it's amazing to look at somebody from the get-go and they say, oh, I can't act. But then when you put them up there and you teach them and you kind of guide them and push them out there, you see that light bulb come on. So that's mostly how we do it. We do it mostly through the churches. And it's been amazing to watch people and how they flourish, and then they start getting a love and a passion for it.
Wow. Do you think I have potential to sing?
Of course. Everybody have potential to sing.
Now, the last time I asked did I have potential to act, I ended up being in movies and TV shows. So I don't know about the singing, but I used to sing when I was a little bitty girl, and I loved it. I'd sung in a play called Down by the Creek Bank with Dottie Rambo, and I did a little solo. I was a little bitty tot then. I was like 9 years old. So I haven't sung since then. So I need a lot of work. I'm a little rough around the edges, so do you think I have potential?
You do have potential.
I do.
You have the vocals for it.
Okay.
The vocal cords. Let me say that.
The vocal cords.
The vocal cords,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, because I love to jam to some music. I just came back from a trip from Baltimore,
right.
and that was a fabulous show. I was on a couple of different networks. I was on PowerPoint 4 network, and then I was on Worldwide Flavor network, and with Dr. Eric Holmes and some other people, and it was just amazing that on the way there and on the way back, honey, I had my music cranked, my sunroof open, and I was jamming to some tunes.
Sound good to yourself.
I sounded really good.
Know you did.
But to other people, they would probably laugh at me. But anyway, I laugh with them. That's okay. I don't care if people laugh at me. I don't care what people think about me. Everybody knows that. So, but anyway, this is so exciting. So let me ask you this. What's going on with you right now? Tell me something that you have in the works right now.
Right now, I am starting in the infancy of a one-man play.
Okay.
Dealing with some of my issues.
Okay.
Some of the things that I've been through in life.
All right.
Dealing with issues that even go from mental health to infidelity. Just wanting to write something that is true and that's real. And from a one man's perspective, but allowing people to really look into what I've been through and try to help some other men to really start looking and focusing on themselves.
So you're willing to put yourself out there at the expense of just exposing yourself, but also to bring awareness.
Correct.
That's what the whole point is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's
So what do you think the impact of that could be? What do you think that's going to?
I think it's huge because I think in our community, me and especially as black men, we hold a lot of our stuff in.
Okay.
We don't speak on it. We think we're the only ones going through it. Well, women are more communal. Y'all talk and discuss things. Us men do not get together and do those type of things. So I think it allows men to be more free.
Okay.
You start seeing other people coming out and talking about these issues. It allows men to start being men and not being, cowering back and being like little kids.
And I've talked about this before. I had the Love Coach Atlanta was on my show. A couple was on my show a while back, and one of the things we talked about was how women need to be more understanding, but men need to know that women are, because some women are really understanding, but we just don't let it be known.
Right.
And if women could just let their men know that, hey, we're not being judgmental, we support you, and if we know we got your back, then you'll open up to us more about who you are. Because I remember when I was married, I begged and begged and begged my ex. I would say, please tell me, what is it that I can do to work on me to help you, and stuff. But he wasn't ready. So with saying that, men have to be ready.
We have to be.
They have to be ready.
And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to look at situations, and we need to be able to say, hey, I am vulnerable. I am a man, and I'm supposed to be the strong guy. I'm supposed to hold up everything. But on the inside, I'm struggling. I'm weak. Yeah. And that start tearing down us on the inside. Yeah. So we want to be able to start presenting men in a light that's vulnerable, but showing that it's still strong.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking forward to doing this.
I love that. I think this is so good. And oh my gosh, this has been so great. And I didn't know all this about you.
Yeah,
so this is really, I just knew that you did plays because, we ran into each other, I think at some kind of red carpet, one of the stage plays.
One of the plays.
I think Johnny Sizemore Carrick, Showtime Production or something. And so, it's so exciting to hear the story, of your heart and your passion. And there's so many people out there that are doing playwrights, which is great because there's never too many. But what makes it unique is that, this is part of what you grew up in. So you're very touching. How many plays do you think that you have written?
Over the years, maybe 5, 6. We've done. Okay. Most of them have been skits. Okay. Most of them have been. Again, we have done a lot of teaching material, and that's something I really want to go into. Is doing. I love that
because they're dealing with teaching, especially what you talked about, how you have the actors and stuff on stage, but then you have a facilitator facilitating it, and so that takes a lot of creativity and a lot of style, to do that. And of course, I know you said you give credit a lot to your father but of course you give it to the father upstairs because
he gave me the gift.
And one thing I do know about you that we do link up and we connect is we both are worshipers.
Oh yeah,
because we've talked about this before. Thaddeus loves worship music. Matter of fact, there's people that I've never even heard of that probably everybody else has except me, but that I've never even heard of. And he'll send me a text and he'll say, this is a songwriter that I think you would like. That's a worshiper. And I was like, and I listened. I'm like, oh my God, I love this woman, or I love this guy. But I know that you love to worship. So tell me, why do you feel like you're so passionate about worship?
I don't know. Both of my parents have been ministers. My father, my mother, and my brother's a minister. So my gift was not to be speaking. I didn't want that challenge, but I always loved music. But worship is my sanctuary. I'm not actually, a lot of people say, well, you're worshiping to get other people in. I'm worshiping and hoping people will tap in. Because I'm really worshiping for myself. Yeah. But I'm also saying, hey, you got the opportunity to tap in this with your own worship. Yeah. And so I love that. I love the whole freedom of that, and God just moving in the midst of people, and he's doing a corporate worship, and it's so powerful.
See, and what is so unique, you told me that I've never even heard of this before. I've heard of musicians, like piano players and people that play the guitar. I heard about them traveling when people would be out of town or they needed a break, but I never knew that worship leaders took a break. Well, this is what Phidias does. He fills in when worship pastors are on vacation or they have family emergencies and they need a leave of absence for such time. And you actually fill in for that.
Yes,
right?
I do. Yes, I do.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
Because you get to literally flow in your gifting and what you're passionate about. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that you got going on.
Just a little bit.
Now, if people want to get in touch with you, Phidias, to possibly have you come to fill in for maybe a church service or something, or they want you to come and do create a play for, their event that's going on, maybe a Valentine. Well, it's a little late for the Valentine's thing, but if they want to be able to, get you to do something for an event in the future, how would people get in touch with you?
That's tough. That is tough because I am not a social media guy. I'm terrible at it. I don't have Facebook. I kind of jumped off that a while, but Robin has been on me about giving me more profile on Facebook or social media.
I love to promote people, so if you want to be promoted, you got to be connected on social media.
So in the future, as of now, please get in contact with this social media.
I'll be his marketing person. Yes.
And you can get in touch with me.
Yeah, I am so proud of you. This is so exciting just to hear the aspects of your life and where you're going and how you're being transparent and real. And thank you so much for taking the time to be on this show. I know we've been talking about getting you on here, and you kind of been shied away about it, but I believe this is the season for exposure. This is a season for expansion, for you to grow. And so this is a great opportunity because somebody may be watching this and they may need your services.
Well, we thank you. Thank you for having us on, and it's a great platform to be on.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to take a brief break, and when we return, we're going to have our other couples that are going to come on, and they're going to talk about some great things. It's all about the love month, okay, in this next part of the section of this episode, all right? This is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward Robin, and we'll be right back.
Right back.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your girl, Robin Shockley, with the Focus Forward Robin Show at the Regina Sunshine Global Network at 4040 Chapel Hill Road in Douglasville, Georgia. I'm so excited. We had a great guest on the first part of our show, and now we have two amazing people that actually have their own production of things in the works of doing, but they are actually a power couple together as well. So we're going to talk individually about who they are, and then we're going to talk about who they are together. But this is Alan Poe, welcome, and Lady V herself, the poet. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you guys be with me because we met at the Fellas TV pilot. Kudos to Liam Collins and Karan Joseph Riley, who put that on. That was so fabulous that one day, and we automatically we chit-chatted and connected and networking, because that's what it's all about, right, guys? So I want you to each individually first, we'll go through, we'll let Lady V go first. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and because you do a lot.
Yes, I do. But it's all creative and it's all fun. I'm first and foremost, I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a poet. Secondly, I am an event producer. So we produce 4 different shows in Atlanta for other people to, display their talent and all. And then lastly, I'm an event show hostess. So at all the events, I get up and I do my poetry, and also I host all the shows. So just doing all that is just kind of like, it makes my creativity come out, and I love the fact that I'm able to plug into my creativity that way.
Wow. So how long have you been doing this?
Since 2005 in Atlanta, if you can believe that.
Really?
I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia, so I was doing it in Augusta before that, but I moved to Atlanta in 2005 and been, off running ever since.
Wow. So, and you wrote a book?
Yes, I actually have 4 books, but I brought 2 of them with me today. This is Ink Blots on I-20.
Okay.
And so, like I said, originally from Augusta, I'm up and down I-20 all the time, and that's where I get my inspiration. And this is my most recent book. It's called Still Fabulous: Reclaiming Your Inner Goddess After a Breakup.
Oh, sister, we're going to talk about this.
So that's the one I spoke to you about, yeah. Because it is the love month, but the premise behind that is that you got to get rid of that baggage before you can really be in love.
Yes. We were talking about it, about the relationship part. So how do you get to a place of understanding how do you even recognize that you got baggage?
Well, most of the time it's like you try to go out on dates, you try to, connect with people, and you're still thinking about your exes. You're still thinking about the problems you had in the past, and if those seep into your current, then that's going to mess everything up. Wow. So, basically this book is going through 5 case studies, and I don't name nobody's names, nobody can sue me, nothing like that. Okay. But it's just going through 5 different case studies of how, it was bad in the beginning, but then you reclaim your inner goddess. You remember that you're the great person you were before you even met that guy, and you keep on trucking.
Wow. Now that right there is confidence right there.
Yes.
So what are some of the key factors that they can do to remember that? Because that's kind of tough, because especially if you have a breakup and you're heartbroken and you're thinking, well, am I even worthy to even anybody's going to even ever want me again, because we broke up and he didn't want me, so is anybody else going to want me? So what would be something that would be encouraging to help?
One of the tips that I say is that, kind of separate yourself from the relationship and remember who you were. It's like, go out and, do hobbies that you like to do. Some of the people, some of my friends are like, well, yeah, we used to go to the restaurant, or we used to do this. Like, well, but, single yourself out and like, you used to like to knit, or you used to like to write poetry, or, focus on you. And then that way, the next person that comes along or whatever, they'll see how great that you know that you are.
Yes. So my God, I love that. And with you saying that, that's so important. And I was talking about this when I was on the show in Baltimore this weekend, that several years ago I went on a road trip by myself, not knowing that it was going to prepare me for being in my singleness.
Right.
I went alone to get along with God, and actually to get along by myself, to understand what it felt like to travel alone, to go out to eat alone, to be in a hotel alone, all this, not knowing that several years later I was going to face divorce, and so, but I was learning my identity of who I was. So when the time came, I had that breakup, I was able to say, you know what, Robin, you do got it going on. You can make it on here. And now I travel all over the country by myself, and stay and go out and eat all by myself. But I'm always meeting people. But still, the point is that you've got to understand who that inner goddess is. I love that. I love that so much.
That's where that confidence comes back. It's like, the breakup happens, you're like, oh, all depressed, oh, I'm unworthy. But then you got to get that confidence back and say, hey, I got it going on.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. Now, how long have you guys are married?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we are.
You better admit you married, boy.
Yes.
So you guys. So how long have you guys been married?
We've been married since November 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was this book written based off former breakups or your personal life, or was it off other people's?
This was off of my personal breakups.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, I don't say anybody's name, so that way I don't defame
Yeah.
anyone. But it's the fact that we want we want to get the lessons out of it. We want to make sure that I'm not trying to be the bitter black woman or nothing like that. But I'm trying to tell people that seriously. I mean, there's some books I've read. I'm like, man, this woman's
This
going through
woman's angry.
right.
She's so angry.
But I
Yeah.
wanted to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. I wanted to make sure that women can see that, hey, you got through this breakup, but you going through it, and you're not still in the muck of it.
Yes. Oh wow, that's pretty powerful.
Thank you.
So tell us about this other book. What's it about?
This book here, this is a straight poetry book. It's a poetry collection. It goes through life, love, heartache, art, and observations and reflections.
Okay.
So I mean, if you are an artist, or even if you're not an artist, you're going to find yourself in one of these emotions in the book. I mean, I have a big thing where we're not robots. We all have emotions, and so definitely if you read through life, love, heartache, art, or observations or reflections, you're going to find yourself in these poetry collections here.
Wow. Now, have you always known that you were a writer? How long have you been writing?
Since ninth grade.
Oh, since high school.
Yeah,
Wow.
since high school. We used to have like poetry shows in the library at high school and stuff like that. And it's just, first I was shy. I'm like, I don't want nobody reading my poetry and things like that. But when I got up on stage and started, telling my poetry to other people, I see their eyes light up, and I see, yeah, thank you for saying that and things like that.
Yeah.
So I found out that my words were helping other people, so
Yeah.
which made me want to keep on doing it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Your words were helping other people. We don't realize the impact that we're making in people's lives, not just if you were speaking, but through your writings. And that's pretty impactful because I love to journal. I've always loved to journal. And that's how I started my writing. So I'm actually, I didn't even mention it, but I'm in the process of writing a devotion book. It's called Catching the Vision to Focus Forward in a New Brave and Bold Life. It's a 30-day devotional for men and women. And
Okay.
so I started writing that, and that should be finished by the end of March with my publisher, author Brandy Hunt. And so, but the passion for writing has always been with me. I used to write poetry when I was a kid. I've been writing poetry since I was in, I think, middle school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You gotta
and
brush that notebook off.
yeah. So then it just came, and I still have them. I still have all these childhood poetry poems that I have written. It's crazy. And so I love the fact that you can take something that you've had since you were in your youth, such as you were a freshman in high school, and how you decided to utilize that to be your gifting. And look, now you have 2 published books, and now you're doing all kinds of other things. So you took the creative side. That's what we were talking about with our guest before. You took the creative side and you blossomed it, and it's
Yes.
not just sticking to one thing, because we were born to be many faucets,
Yes,
not
very
just
much
one.
so.
So tell us a little bit about some of these other things that you're doing with the production.
Well, actually, me and my husband, and this might be in the second section, I'm not sure, but we've opened up a recording studio in Jonesboro.
Okay,
So-
let's talk about that. Okay,
Yes.
This is Mr. Alan Poe.
going
Tell
on?
us a little bit who you are
Right.
and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alan Poe. Well, I go by CEO Alan Poe. I'm a music producer, artist, graphic designer, director. I do a lot of things. It's kind of hard for me to umbrella everything, but if you come to me and you want it done, I'm the guy.
You're the guy to get it done.
I'm the guy to get it done.
Why would people choose you, Mr. Poe?
Why? Because I put my heart and soul into a lot of my work.
Okay.
And second of all, I know how the artist feels. I connect with them on a whole new level.
So how long have you been doing this?
I started off with 12. What, production, music production?
Well,
We're talking about music production. I used to listen to my dad's old records. I
Okay.
got my first drum beat machine around like 13 years old.
oh wow, so you were
Yeah,
one that was a
yeah.
teenager
I was
following
the
in your
first
gift
one,
too.
first one in the neighborhood with the beat machine, the loop sample.
And you're from Queens, you said.
Queens,
Queens, New York.
Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island.
Lo-
Yeah.
Now I have been to Queens and I've
Yeah.
been to Brooklyn.
Yes.
I did some mission works up there before, so yeah, that's cool. Okay, so what gave you this passion? You said you listened to your dad's old
Yeah.
stuff, and
I mean, it was always I wanted to create. It's always the emotion that went into the song. I wanted to create that emotion. Every song that I listened to, even my dad's favorite, his one of his favorite songs is called Taxi. Taxi, take me to the other side of town. He's trying to get to his woman's house,
Okay.
his love house, and I was just like, you know what? I can create that same emotion in my music. So when I, not just for me, but for anyone to create that song, that production. So it started real early with me.
Wow. Okay, so you've been doing this a while, and you've been doing your thing a while, and then how did you two come together?
Well, I mean, it's a wonderful story because it's like I was on Facebook one day, you know, I'm just browsing.
Facebook can be good.
And I get this Facebook inbox message from Alan Poe. He's like, well, you know, I've been watching you and everything. Do you need a free DJ? I was like, sure I do. I mean, that's how I remember it.
I expected to remember it like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, how did you remember it?
I mean, I saw that she did shows. At that time, I was doing shows for another person, another movement, and I wanted to expand. So I reached out to her during the DM. Do you need somebody to do your music? And then she was like, oh, sure, okay. What do you charge? I was like, well, you know, since we know around the same people, don't even worry about it. I need that exposure.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, that's my platform. Sometimes you have to sow where you want to grow. If you're wanting to grow in an area, sometimes you got to be willing to make that investment.
Yeah, I think my love language is service. When someone says, you know, I want to help you, I'm like, okay, all right.
Especially if you say, oh, for free?
Right.
Yeah.
So that was it. Got to a show for the first time. This is the first time we physically seen each other, you know, basically during messages. I saw the need, you know, she was trying to control the sound, host a show,
work the door, and just everything.
You were doing it all. Oh my God, you sound just like me.
So then, you know, I get there. I was a little late because somebody had to pick me up, and you know, I just tapped into it. I was like, you know what? Don't worry about anything. You know, I knew what my position was.
You knew what your gifting was.
Yeah, and then even before that, I prayed for God to bring somebody into my life that I was real compatible with. And there she was, right there. So
there she,
that's
so
like the love month,
month.
I know. So I mean, it was good after.
So
that.
did you know?
No, you know, at first. No. It was just like, okay, she's grabbing speakers and moving things around, and I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work. You know, in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna take care of that, and I'm gonna do that, so you don't have to worry about anything. You know, after I did the show. We packed up, left, went back to the house. I sent her a message, and she was like, "Did you get home safely?" She was like, "Yeah, fine, everything." So I was like, "Well, let's go out, get something to eat."
And you know how women like food, you know.
Get something to eat. So and then we took it from there.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so it's been 2018, so that's been 2 years now almost, right?
Because we met in 2017 and got married a year later, and we're still together.
And you're still hanging in there together. So what you did was you mastermind your giftings and put it together.
Right. I mean, it turns out that the people that come to the shows or whatnot, most of the time they're spoken word artists or they're, you know, they're poets or they're, you know, hip hop artists or whatnot. And then they go to the studio and they make a CD with him, or they, you know, after the show or whatever. They need some graphic artists for their promo or whatnot. It's like, you know, they come to the show for the entertainment, and then later on they come to him for, you know, like a whole, you know, marketing blitz about their talent. So it definitely works.
And one thing about the show, when they get there, it's all original music. You know, there's nothing that you hear on the radio. That's something that I created within the studio. So they're there at the show and they're listening to, oh wow, that's you? Like, yeah, I did that. Oh man, I love that. I love that feeling. I can feel your music. Hey, when can I come by?
So tell me, when you say you do what kind of music do you do?
Anything. You come to me and you're like, well, basically I run off a title. If the title's called Raining Outside, I'm going to try to create that Raining Outside within the studio.
Okay. Do you do beats? Is that what you do?
I do full production, everything. Everything from the drums to guitars to pianos to DJ scratching, anything that you want.
So then the people come and they sing? Is that what they do, or what do they do?
I mean, what they first they listen.
Okay.
Then I invite them over to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Then they see all the equipment. The first thing when they see the equipment, they was like, "Oh wow, it's like Star Trek up in here. You have all these buttons and wow, can you move the satellites and stuff like that?" Well, I'm like, "No, but this is what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I play a couple of tracks, and then once I get the head nodding or they pull out the book to start writing stuff, I got them. Then next thing you know, hey, I need for you to work on this project. I was like, okay, let's talk business.
Oh, I love that.
That easy. I
Wow.
kid you not.
And so you said you're going into singing or whatnot, so we
Who
might
knows?
have to work on your
Yeah.
next
You know
project.
what? Listen, I'm ready. I'm throwing myself at Thaddeus is like, I can sing. Don't
She
mind
made that
me.
background.
You told me I had potential.
I mean, there's a lot of effects to use on that. So.
Listen, I'm serious. I believe in myself.
Yes.
So I think I do have potential. Now, it has always been a dream to do certain things like in the background,
Yeah.
not in the forefront. I don't want to be, like Mandisa. I would love to meet Mandisa. Just throwing that out there. If anybody knows Mandisa, please let me know because she helped me through so many storms with her music.
Right.
But anyway, I'm definitely no Mandisa. But
Yeah.
you know what? I would like to just to have like a little fun with it, you
Yeah.
know.
In the
Try
background,
it.
okay.
Didn't Michael Jordan do that? Did he try baseball? It didn't work for him, but hey, there's no harm in trying, right? Okay, so anyway, so we're talking about you guys are together. We got Lady V and we got Mr. Alan Poe, CEO
yes.
Alan Poe,
Yes.
and we're talking about how you guys have your own companies and doing
Yeah.
your own things and stuff, but you're also teaming up together. Well, let's talk about your relationship.
Okay.
This is the love month, and you know what? I want to talk about. Oh, he's getting comfortable now.
As he takes
It's
his jacket
it's about
off.
to get real in here now. Okay, listen, I want to talk about how do you keep a solid foundation in your relationship when you both have a passion for business and going in different directions too.
The word I want to say is respect. I mean, if you don't have respect for the person that you're with or whatnot, then you're going to think all their ideas are stupid. You're going to think, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about or whatnot. But I mean, this man has more than 25 years of entertainment and industry experience. You blend that with, your life is nothing to shake a finger at. It's just kind of like, when you look at the other person and you respect their craft, you respect what they do, and its quality, I mean, you can't deny that. So you
love
have to
it.
keep that respect factor in there, or it's just all going to go.
Respect, that's a big key. What would you say?
I mean, respect is one of the things. I'm not a selfish person. I want to see her succeed.
Okay.
And I know that I'm part of her success. So that's anything that I do, I want her to win. I want her to just be on top.
Support.
Yeah, I don't want her to, from the first time that I seen her lifting speakers till now, it's a totally different person. She's more confident because now somebody has her back.
Oh my gosh.
She don't have to worry about anything. I got it. I got it covered. Everything from music production to lighting to anything, I got it.
This is so encouraging because there are couples out there that are like being fidgety with one another and they're trying to make their dreams and their passion work. And this is what I always say. You don't have to have the same dream, but you got to have the same vision. And the vision is going in the same direction of moving up to be an impact in other people's lives and to want to grow together. And so if you have that and you can come together and say, okay, this is what vision is. And then the dreams, you can be having your own other, somebody may be just like you may be just an author want to just do writing books, and then here you're wanting to do big into the music industry and stuff, but you, like you said, the key word, respect and support.
Right.
That is two big things, and so people that are couples, they need to gather that. Now let's talk to the singles, because I'm single.
Right.
So let's talk to the singles. The singles that are out there that are going through this, and they're like, they're looking for love, or they're I'm not looking, but waiting on love to show up. And people say, don't go out looking for love, it'll happen and stuff. And that's true. But if you have a desire, because like with me, I'm very big in the media. I'm very big in the public scene. And I've had guys tell me and say, you're just too busy for me. You're doing too much. And to me, I feel like that's an excuse.
Right.
Because I feel like if you say that I'm too busy for you, then that means you're saying that I won't make time for you.
Exactly.
And so, and with saying that, you don't never know unless you actually stick to what you say. Because I have guys ask me out all the time, and then we never go to the next step of going out. They'll say, well, you go out with, they lead up the conversations, and that's a whole nother topic. Because I know there's guys that are shy, or they think they're intimidated because of me being in the public and stuff. But I'm just a down-to-earth country girl with big city heart. I am simple. I really am. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. But my thing is, I do want somebody that's going in.
I mean,
I'm putting a plug for myself.
Flag on the play.
My number is.
Y'all, everybody that knows me, I'm a jokester. I cut up about, my life is public, okay? Because that's what Focus Forward Robin is all about. I'm very public in who I am. So a person that does date me does have to see that. They do have to know that. But, however, I feel that, like with me being single, and there's other women that are single, and there's other guys that are single, that they may be involved in doing things, whether it's involved in the community, involved in music, involved in theater, film, whatever, writing, whatever it is, that they want somebody who's compatible to them, that can have their back to support them, and respect their craft of what they do. So what would you say to help somebody that's on that mission or just waiting for that to happen? Because I don't want to waste time dating somebody who does not have any goals or have any dreams, and basically doesn't want to go anywhere in life.
I mean, I want to say that, I'm not going to name any names once again, but I did date someone in the past that they're like, I don't want to be Mr. Lady V the poet. I don't want to be in the shadows of you. And it's just like, you said the main thing, you have to show them that you're going to make time for them. You have to show them, and that's an excuse too. Yeah, you're too intimidating. It's like, oh, really? You're not going to step up to the plate of even trying to get to know me. You're going to put this big label on my forehead. I'm intimidating, and then you're going to run away. But it's just like, a lot of people, they have a lot of talk going on, but they don't show, they don't prove. So it's like, if you prove to the other person, I am going to make time for you, and I'm going to go to this TV show and interview and but on the weekend I'm going to be, this carve out a time for you and me only. If you show them that, then they're going to trust you with that.
Exactly. I love that. What would you say?
I mean, my thing is, you're just as important as the other person. So that person shouldn't be intimidated by who you are. They should be, comfortable with themselves.
Right.
And
that's good.
like I always tell her, I said, no matter, you make yourself important, regardless. Period. And pray. Pray. I think when God wants to bring somebody in your life, regardless of whatever you're doing, it's going to happen on His time. So within that process, you build up who you are.
That's right, and then it'll happen. That's what I'm saying. I'm not out looking. I'm just out there, But I am dating, but it is
right.
Y'all so funny. Y'all always say, everybody's laughing at me. Everybody knows Robin's just out there. I don't really care what people think about me. I already said that. But the thing is, the point is, I'm saying things that people think in their head they don't get out. So
exactly.
I'm just one of the ones that'll just speak her voice. So. But with this being said, with everything that's going on, how can you say to make time for one another with the busyness of life? And because you can be going, like if you are in the media or you are in an industry where you're totally active and doing so much, how can you as a couple make time for one another and to value each other's time?
Well, let me
we got the
speak up because the rain.
Well, what I'm going to say, I tell her time out. Time out. No phone call. I mean, I can't tell her what to do. That's one thing. I respect her. Like, when we're not connected, we're not in sync, because you feel that. With all the shows, studio time, clients, and all this going on, I could look at her and knowing that she needs that time out. I need that time out. Let's walk away from what we're doing. Maybe let's go out to dinner. Like the other day, we had a show Saturday, which was sold out. Shout out to Hodgepodge Coffee House. We killed it. Afterwards, knowing that soon as the show is over, she likes to post and tag people all on social media. I told her, like, nah, let's go get something to eat. Let's cut everything off, go up in the booth, order what we want, couple of drinks, and let's just chill out. And sometimes we need stuff like that.
You need to chill out.
We need
Sometimes
to
you
chill. Yeah.
You have to have a calendar, and once you once you put up your calendar, you schedule your important dates for work and all this type of stuff. You need to put a date on there. We're going on vacation, or we're going to the movies on this day, and circle it and be like, this is a priority. Because if you just make your whole work a priority and don't put aside we're going to go to the movies on this date and at this time or whatnot. It's like you have to make the other person a priority.
Yeah, and I love that because and years ago, I used to be one that was just like everything had to be strategic. And now it's kind of like I'm like on the go, on the flow, whatever. Right. So I have to kind of balance it back to that. And so I do need a schedule and a time. And there's people of us out here that we do need that. So I love the fact if you can point it out and say, okay, this particular day on this time, we're going to get together, instead of, because today I will say when you're single and you're dating, they're like, oh, well, I'll hit you up maybe tomorrow. And then the guy's like waiting, and I'm just speaking from the woman's perspective. Yeah. The guy's waiting on you to respond, or either you're waiting on the guy to respond. And it's like, sometimes you do have to make a plan, right? Because we got Valentine's Day coming up, guys. Yes. That's just in a few days. So if you have not made your plans for your date, you need to get your plans out there with your date. You need to ask the lady out. Husbands, you need to tell the wife what you're going to do. I've got a surprise for you. Don't just leave her hanging. Let her know that she needs to get all spruced up and decked out and looking good and smelling good.
Well, single ladies, take yourself out. I mean,
honey,
hey.
I tell you, listen, last year I took myself out and I had a blast. I went out with a guy friend and a girlfriend, and we all went out, and then I went to Walmart and I bought myself some candy. And my favorite candy is Dove chocolate, and I just treated myself, and I went and did a live about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that'll work.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. If you don't have anybody, you go do your own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's so encouraging to be able to hear couples, power couples, that are teaming up together and working together to build their business, their empire, their relationships and growth. And so what would you say that's encouraging for those that are out there that are couples and those that are singles on how they can focus forward to move into building that empire and their visions together, but yet still stay connected in love?
Definitely. I mean, it's so cliche now, but believe in yourself. It's just like, everybody, the whole world is going to tell you what you can't do and what you, right, you're going to do that, whatever. I mean, they're going to pour down a lot of negativity on you, but you have to keep that confidence up. You have to keep that believing in yourself up, or you're never going to make it. You're like, hey, if society says I'm not going to do it, that's the one thing you need to do. Just show them, prove them wrong.
That's right.
No, my thing is like this. If her business is doing well and we're together, that's just more income coming into the house.
Okay.
So
it's not two separate pots.
It's not. We're building together. No matter whatever she do, I'm going to benefit. Whatever I do, she's going to benefit. I'm not going to be the jealous type to sit there and be like, I want time, I want this, I want that. Why are you doing that? Or why can't? No, I'm going to make it happen. We make it happen. So when she win, I win, and when I win, she wins.
There you go.
Love it. You're all winners.
Yeah,
I love it. Yay. This is so exciting. This has been an amazing show, and I'm so thankful you guys were on the show to share your personal stories of your marriage, your life, and your business and what you're doing. And so we're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to have Thedius come back on with us, and we're going to just leave some encouraging thoughts for the viewers to focus forward. This is Robin Shockley with the Focus Forward Robin Show, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone. This has been an amazing show at the Focus Forward Robin Show with the Regina Sunshine Global Network. I'm telling you, we've had a great time today. And to know what the Focus Forward with Robin Show is all about, it's about people that have a pit to purpose story. Whether you have a really bad situation and you've come out of that bad situation and you made purpose with it, or you want to come on here and just showcase your businesses, please contact me. I would love to have you be on my show. I'd love to make that connection with you. All you got to do, you can reach me on Facebook, you can reach me on Instagram. Both are under Robin Shockley, and then Facebook is Focus Forward with Robin Shockley. And you can also email me at r.shockley18@gmail.com. And I'm always looking for sponsors, because I do travel all over the country, but especially come here to Georgia every month, and sometimes a couple of times a month. So if you're interested in being a sponsor for our show, we would love to connect with you. Make sure you reach out to me. But I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yes.
This was very informative. And just to let you know, I'm not trying to pick up anybody, but they were teasing me in between. I'm just making jokes. Everybody knows Robin's all about jokes and cutting up and being silly. So you got to know my heart of who I really am. So people that are watching in other countries, they're probably like, who is this crazy lady? But if you really know my heart and who I am, this is who I am all the time. I'm always making jokes and cutting up. So, but anyway, this has been an amazing show. I'm so thankful for you guys coming on and sharing what you're passionate about,
Right,
you know, and being transparent, you know, about how to love yourself and to discover who you are and what your needs are and how you can be impactful to other people, and then to build a business together and still stay in love and still work as a team and support and respect one another. I love that. So as we go forward, I would love for you to give your plugs for how people can get in touch with you, and also something positive to let our viewers know if they have a dream and they have a passion, whether they want to be an author of a book or whether if they want to become a playwright and start writing stories, or they want to produce music, or they want to get out there and just do the entrepreneurial world. How can you be a positive influence to encourage them?
Okay, well, you can definitely follow me on Instagram. It's at Lady V the Poet, or at Lady V Productions. That's the business page and the personal page. You can also go to meetup.com/artoutloudatl. And my advice would just be to value your voice. I mean, everybody has a voice, and you know, make sure that you value that, and you know, don't let anybody's negativity get in your way. You have to value your voice and make sure you make your dreams happen.
Love that.
Well, you can follow me at Alan Poe on Facebook.com or Alan Poe on Instagram, Instagram.com. And I'll leave this jewel with you. Just remember that you are important. You are loved. Go out and transmit the love. It'll come back to you. That easy.
I love it.
And I would like to say, I'm going to change. I'm not going to let y'all go through Robin. But you can reach me at tlrector@outlook.com if you need to get in touch with me. And I would love to say that in the beginning, God didn't put man on earth because there was no rain. And man wasn't in position to till the earth. So for you, you need to get in your position. Whatever your situation is, whatever that position is, you need to get in it and follow it so that God can start bringing a downpour of blessings on your life.
Oh, that's good. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. And guys, if you are going through something and you have a pit situation and you need to know how to get to your purpose, contact one of these guys. I'm sure that they would be encouraging to you. They would speak life into you and be motivational to you, because we all have a story. We've all been through some things, and we've all had situations where things haven't always been just right for us. So the best thing we can do is we can impact somebody else by sharing our story of positivity. So just remember, if you think a thing, you believe a thing. If you believe a thing, you will achieve it. This is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward Robin. You never know where I'm going to be. I'm here at the network of Regina Sunshine Global with these lovely people here. Thank you so much for being on the show. Yes, and we're out. Mm-hmm. you.